Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video to unleash Havok from the X-Men Juggernaut Bathwave, innit? Turning the packaging and the side art screaming face while plasma emanates from his body illustrates just why Havok is an apt alias for the character. Then the packaging back pictures the action figure itself along with the rest of the wave, including the Juggernaut builder figure of this wave and the action figures you will need to collect to build that bath for Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Havok as we have here, Rogue, Phoenix, Cable and Deadpool. Then the brief bio reads, with control and precision, Havok processes cosmic energy to send plasma waves blasting from his supercharged body. Control and precision are often not Havok's strongest suit, hence his name, but if you say so, cardback bio. So here is Havok out of packaging, ultimately as the younger brother of one of the X-Men's cornerstones, Cyclops. He is frequently bumped to the B-list. That combined with this being a simple reuse of the well-trodden path of the Bucky Cap body means the spotlight on this wave isn't really on him. Yet while say Rogue from this wave is definitively of the X-Men, with Havok, Hasbro have clearly gone with a modern interpretation based on the Uncanny Avengers comic, where from the fallout from the Avengers vs X-Men storyline, members of both the Avengers and X-Men came together to form the Avengers Unity Squad, led for a time by Havok here. That means in a collection it opens Havok up to be displayed in a broader cast of action figures, so he's not just stuck in the shadows of more recognizable X-Men. Not that this modern look strays too far from the classic one though, seen here in the form of Toy Biz's Giant Man Bath series, a Walmart exclusive wave back in 2006, and exclusive to good old Woolies here in the UK. Remember them? Oh, pick and mix, cassette singles and a passport photo machine in the back. Good times. Anyway, the costume is kept simple, mostly black with some silver accents, and while I more often than not skew classic over modern, Havok's classic headdress never sat well with me. I mean, I get that it was emulating the concentric circles that stylistically Havok's plasma waves are represented as, yet seem needlessly extravagant. So the modern design, while still paying tribute to it, also tones it down at the same time. Me personally, if I was in charge over at old Hasbro, firstly, heaven help their shareholders. Secondly, I'd have dropped the headpiece completely and gone with a look styled after Mutant X, the comic not the TV show. Further still, with Rogue rocking her 90s uniform in this wave, and Havok's brother set to do the same in the wave following this one. Plenty of people would have appreciated, I'm sure, his 90s uniform from X Factor, again the comic not the TV show, but that would open up a can of worms for the rest of the team to be realised in plastic, and knowing Hasbro, they'd leave us hanging. Oh, hang on, I'm in charge, I forgot. You can have them all! Now, taking a closer look, and the head sculpt is really quite sedate in its stoicism, and part of me wishes it had more emotion to it, much like the side packaging art we looked at. But then I look at Toy Biz's effort and realise I should be careful of what I wish for. An element I do appreciate with Hasbro's is the deco on his chest. It has a nice diffused spray effect that conveys brimming power, and the blue is a nice complement to his eye colour. There you go, Darkseid 209, brothers reunited, Cyclops in the form of his Marvel Now incarnation from the Jubilee Bathwave. As to which I prefer, well, appropriately, both brothers are cut from a similar cloth in that they're simple yet effective in design, but what tips the scale in Havok's favour are his accessories. They're moulded from a translucent blue plastic, then with a white spray paint effect at the centre of each of them to reflect his chest deco. That also gives them a feeling of radiating energy. I'm finding you need to clip them around the cuff of his gloves. Often Havok's power in the comics is visually represented as concentric circles, and as such very two-dimensional and abstract in its simplicity, making this a solid attempt to realise his power in dimensional plastic. Now looking at the articulation, and the head rotates side to side and then he's able to bury his chin into his chest and then look up this much. At the shoulder his arms rotate and then they move up to slightly more than a right angle to the body. There's upper arm rotation followed by a double jointed elbow. Then at the wrists the hands rotate and they're hinged, moving down and also up. There's waist rotation plus an ab crunch which crunches this far forward and then moves this far back, not very much. At the hips, his legs move out to the side this much, they move this far forward and then move slightly back. There's upper leg rotation followed by a double jointed knee, then there's lower leg rotation too, and the feet are hinge moving backwards and forwards, and he has that crazy ankle rocker pivot that I love, with this being his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. So all things considered, and while he is relatively simple, it's just fact that not every character requires a complexity to their execution, so it's not like I can hold that against him. Certainly one of the more niche characters of what is a stacked wave of heavy hitters, yet his power effect accessories keep him in the mix with a bit of flash and flair. While I can't put him on a pedestal with, say, Rogue from the wave, I'm honestly still just delighted X-Men are back in vogue with Marvel Legends. And speaking of Rogue, you can take a closer look at the lady herself by clicking the video on the left, and show the Abomination Bathwave some love too by clicking the video on the right for Iron Skull, and then why not show me some love by giving this video a big thumbs up, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.